Alright, so as of right now, everything is recording, and I'm going to be showing how to use Wix.com. I already created a sign-in, so what you need to make sure to do is you got to make sure to actually do a sign-in account for yourself. It may take a few seconds to load up sometimes, and for the purposes of this video, to conserve all the space on it as far as the 15 minutes, I may pause as we kind of go along. Now I'm going to show the next steps. The next steps are going to constitute of kind of going through the sites and navigating it. Right now it says My Sites, and it shows ones that I've done before. I'm going to click Create New Site or Create a New Site. So for the purpose of this, I'm going to kind of start from the beginning. I tell my students to think of themselves as a business owner and start that from the beginning on. So I say choose a business template. These are free templates given to you that are allowed to be, as you see this image changes right here, PDA friendly by the click of a button. And the reason I like to use this one or any of those is because they're easily editable. For the purposes of this week, we're using this as if it is an engineering journal, and we're submitting all of our resources on the website interface. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the pages, and I'm going to delete all these pages. It's going to ask me if I want to delete, are you sure you want to delete all these pages? And the reason I'm deleting all these pages is simply because I want to delete all these images and all this content, etc., out of here. And instead of going through and left-clicking all these images, I'm just going to save time and delete the pages. I'm going to add a new page, and I'm going to delete the last page, and then delete. And now I have new page, and it automatically makes it my home page because it's the only page labeled there. So the first thing I'll show is simply renaming. Instead of new page, let's just make it engineering workshop. Engineering design workshop. And then done. So that's what I have on here as far as one page. And then if it's labeled as that as your home page, this is where you can put pretty much anything you want. As far as you can put a syllabus on here, you can put just any kind of content on there that makes you know that this is what you're doing daily in here. For instance, if you want to do a daily log on your home page, just say this is what we did in the workshop, for instance. Things like that, you can go along the way and do that. I'm going to add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pages. So I'm going to do add a new page, and I'm going to label this day 1, done. And then I'm going to add the following next pages. So now what I'm going to do is I talked about the home page. Just, you can put a daily log on there as far as the journal entries if you want to do that to kind of detail what you did each day. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump from my pages to my first day. And I'm going to show some of the basics. I'm going to show, for instance, it says add. What can I add? Well, I saw some people in here taking videos, taking pictures, and all that kind of stuff. You could add text on here to kind of detail that. So say, for instance, you want to edit your text and you want to label it Gorge Activity, and you just can't see your text, and that's fine. It says site title Gorge Activity. I'm going to go to here, and it says highlight, and you can edit all these very similarly when you see it with Microsoft Word. So I'll just change it to black because you can see it easier when I'm black on the white. So now I'm going to go through and I'm going to delete the text I don't need, and I'm going to just keep this as Gorge Activity. Okay? So now we did the Gorge Activity, and we did some other things as far as in class too. So I'm in day 1 right now, but the thing is we did a lot of activities in one day. So I wouldn't recommend putting all of your activities on the same exact page right here. So I'm going to go to Pages. I'm going to add a page, label it Page, and then I can do Gorge Activity. And now I'm going to left click here. I'm going to add a page and label it Scaling Activity. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these and I'm going to slide it right over. So now when I go to Preview, I go over day 1 and I see 2 subpages that are right in front of you. So you see Gorge Activity, you see Scaling Activity. So you see 2 different pages right underneath that main page up top in the editor area. And what I would like for everybody to do is, in the Gorge Activity, whatever you did, if it's a design process, you can take a picture, upload a JPEG onto there. Now, let's just say, for instance, you don't know how to upload an image. Again, I believe fairly easy to do. All you gotta do is you go to plus, you go to image, and it says my image uploads. If you save this onto your desktop, if you save the image to your Gmail and you want to save it onto your desktop, but you can upload it onto here by any interface. Save it to your USB, upload it into here by clicking My Image Uploads. Also, for instance, I saw people who did things as far as inserting documents. Well, there's two ways you could do that. I'm going to show one way that I kind of want people to submit their documents onto here. So you have image, you have gallery, so on and so forth. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to plus and I'm going to go to button. So let's just say this button right here, I know we did a document to portray one of our units overviews. So I'm going to go to here and I'm going to choose document, and then I'm going to go to choose file, and then I'm going to find the file I want to link to it. But before I go and do that, I got to go to upload docs. I'm going to upload the document. All I got to do is left click here, and it's going to input it into here once you upload it, and you could choose it. So say for instance I just chose this, and then done. When I go to preview, I can hover over my button, and it will then automatically bring up that actual Word document. Okay? So right now, as I preview this, you see day 1, gorge activity, scaling activity, and then the same thing when you go through day 2, start uploading all of your stuff into here. Now, how does anybody in this class see your site? It's not live. Well, the one thing about Wix, it is very easy to use, but when you go to, for instance, save, it says your whatever it is right here, and then wix.com/mysite. So put your last name. When you put your last name, it saves. That still doesn't mean it's live. Nothing is live yet on the internet. You got to go to publish, and when you go to publish, then you click done, and then you're able to actually share it between everybody in this classroom, your students in the upcoming year, and you can show your students, look, this is what I did over the summer. I expect better review because now you have an example to reference to. So that's how you make it live. We covered how to do a button, how to include attachments, how to add images, how to get the site started, and everything along the way. If you choose you want to be a little bit creative, you can go to backgrounds, add some backgrounds. You can put videos as your background actually. It's pretty cool with the ability to use all these videos. You can add videos in there and really experiment with it. What I'm looking for is kind of like the minimum and just adding these on. Also, you can link it to social media networks, so you can hyperlink these to your social media sites if you have a social media site. You can do switch editor views. You can actually see it on your PDA and edit from your PDA device, cell phone, Palm Pilot, whatever you have. It makes it very editable for those. And it says at market. And what's very great about the engineering design course and this, you can hook up PayPal to here for the students, or show students how to do PayPal, sell stuff off their whatever they make, or try to promote, create small businesses, and actually create that engineering experience where you're creating a product and trying to sell it to an actual intended audience.